Well, hello and welcome everyone to the Spring 2021 Project 100 meeting. We're so grateful that of all the places you could be on a Thursday evening, you chose to spend your night with us. Thank you so much to the Project 100 members. We've got three really awesome projects, and we're so excited for you to hear about them this evening. This is our second all-digital Project 100 event, and so we appreciate you taking the time to join us on the interwebs. So the way tonight will go is just like last time. We'll do a brief introduction and housekeeping items here at the very beginning, and then our student members and our RSOs and our organizations on campus have created video presentations that we will play for you. After the videos have been played, we will invite our students to join us on screen, where you can submit your questions through the Q&A tab on the right-hand side of your screen. As the questions come in, I will present them to our students and our groups to be able to answer any questions that you may have about the $10,000 prize for this evening. Once that is done, we will ask our students to leave, polling will open, and we will get our winner for the night and say thank you and have a nice night. So, without any further delay, I would like to ask our magic wizard behind the curtain, Dale Robbins, if he would cue up our first video, which would be from the Northwood Idea Center and their ask for the Living the Idea podcast.
In 3, 2, 1, we are living and we are live. Welcome everybody to the Project 100 episode of the Living the Idea podcast, sponsored by the NU Idea Center. I'm your host, Jordan Barker.
And I'm your other host, Jackson Gast.
She hooked me on the idea originally, and so I did my campus visits, and she kind of explained further how, professors here are in their field. Right. And I really like that. Not only do they teach it and know what they're teaching, but they're doing it like now.
And we are coming at you live from Northwood University, the home of free enterprise. Now, what I think makes the Northwood Idea so special is the fact that it's not like most ideas. It's not just a single set philosophy. It's more of a way of life, of how people work hard for what they want, and they're able to become successful just based off their sheer determination and motivation for wanting to be successful.
You're absolutely right, Jordan, about that. And I think with the Northwood Idea and the free enterprise, I think it's very misunderstood that it actually is a way of life, like you said. And a part of that way of life is hardworking and working for what you want and just living the Northwood Idea. So it's awesome. With the Living the Idea project, we can showcase it to high school students and show them about the Northwood Idea and how that pertains to life and how it's more relevant in today's society than it's ever been.
And Jackson, what's truly amazing about the Living the Idea project is that it's not only going to enhance the student experience, but it's also going to be able to help us reach out to donors and expand our alumni base. And what I mean by that is the Living the Idea project, once it grows and continues to gain support and recognition, we're going to be able to travel regionally and nationally, and we're going to be able to interview notable Northwood alumni, whether they own their own dealership in the auto business, whether they're an entrepreneur that's in the cybersecurity business. It doesn't matter what type of business they're in, as long as they live and show the Northwood Idea, we're going to be able to interview them. And I think by us traveling, we're also going to be able to expand our alumni base. We're going to be able to show people that whether they know it or not, that they're living the Northwood Idea of working hard for what you have.
And Jordan, the thing about the Living the Idea project is it's bigger than just us. It's about furthering the student experience and allowing students at Northwood to have relationships with these successful alumni and people who go out and live the Northwood Idea as well as live in the free market enterprise and support that. And as we bring people into our podcast, it's going to be an opportunity for students to network with them and shake their hand in person and actually meet these people.
And I think this all goes back to Northwood being a business school. Northwood always pushes you to network yourself and to be the greatest you can be. And I think it's time that we turn around and we help Northwood. We network Northwood. And I think that it goes all back to the When We Are Free book. And this is a 21st century digitalized version of the When We Are Free book to bring it into the modern century and to network Northwood with all these other notable alumni, all these other notable business professionals, and be able to expand our overall reach.
And Jordan, it's because of all these benefits that the Living the Idea project offers that we are asking for the full $10,000 from Project 100, which will be broken down into technology, which will be $4,000, and that will take into account laptops, cameras, microphones, and lighting. Also, we'll be asking for $300 for team attire and branding, and $200 for subscription expenses to various podcast uploading sites.
And then the last portion of the Project 100 money, the other $5,000, would go towards directly related expenses to go and meet with Northwood notable alumni, to go and meet with Northwood donors and whoever it may be that are successful business people and would like to talk with us and spread their knowledge to current Northwood students.
Thank you guys once again for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we will be back next time, so make sure you stay on the lookout for more videos of Living the Idea.
Well, thank you, Northwood Idea Center, for that amazing project idea. We're excited to maybe hear a little bit more in the question and answer session, where we will have Stephen and Jackson being able to field some of those questions and answers. So next up, we're going to have a project presentation from Northwood Auto. And I think it's a way that they might consider energizing the campus. Dale, if you would.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity for allowing NU Auto to be a finalist in the Project 100. My name is Brendan Krimmel.
And I am Blake Holland, and we are asking for $10,000 to implement the idea of
Energizing Northwood. The automotive industry is developing new technologies every single day. Our goal is to implement these technologies into Northwood's campus.
We want to do this by installing electric charging stations and air compression stations onto campus. It is projected that 18.7 million vehicles will be electric by the year 2030. That is 7% of the cars in the United States today, and being the only school that offers automotive business as a major, why don't we start adapting early?
Currently, the only charging station in Midland is located at the H Hotel, and it is not even open to public use. To top it all off, it is not even a fast charger. If we take a look at the map, the only fast charging stations in the area are located in Bay City and Mount Pleasant. By implementing our chargers, we would offer fast charging and they would be open for public use.
On a previous situation, a student on campus had a Tesla and had to sell it because there was not a sufficient number of chargers in the area. By implementing these on campus, we can influence the start of more charging stations in the Midland area.
The chargers that we found to best fit Northwood's campus are Bosch EV 8000 charging stations. Each station allows for 2 chargers and allow for fast charging. To compensate for the electric draw, we would have credit card readers installed on each of the chargers. We would charge the going rate of a normal charging station as well.
After speaking with the head of Northwood Facilities, we have found the best location would be in the Sloan parking lot. By placing them here, we have discovered that they can be hooked up to the building's electricity meters, and they don't have us worrying about additional expenses. The air compressor stations would go to the left of the physical plant. These would be free for all students and faculty. Students can now fill their tires safely, and facilities can use the compressors to fill their tires on their trucks and equipment.
Now, let's take a look at the price breakdown. Each charging station goes for just $3,397, and each air compression station goes for $1,095. We have also factored in about $1,015 for additional expenses for the install of these charging stations. Once these are installed, we hope to draw more EV vehicles, not only to Northwood's campus, but to the community of Midland. NU Auto is going to change the way the automotive industry is incorporated onto Northwood's campus, and we want to start with charging stations and the air compressors. By doing this, we are allowing new opportunities for students to learn how to install and incorporate these technologies into everyday life and in their future careers. By doing this, not only will the automotive program be benefiting, but all people who are part of this process from any major are able to have the opportunity to work on this project. Once again, thank you for the opportunity to be a finalist in the Project 100, and we look forward to the results.
And always struggling to get myself off mute, so just ignore me talking into the camera without any audio. Thank you so much, Brendan and Blake, for that amazing project idea. Undoubtedly, we have great alumni working in the electric vehicle space, and I think it would be really worthwhile for Northwood to be on the forefront of this process. So 2 great projects so far, and I have no doubt we have a third one upcoming. On the third project, we will be hearing from the student life side of campus, who has an interesting idea on how to improve the student experience on campus and make sure that everyone has a top-notch opportunity to relax and enjoy themselves. Dale, if you would.
College is more than spending countless hours inside the classroom. It's about connecting and networking with your fellow students and peers. And every college campus needs a center where students can get together and participate in activities to get to know their fellow students and strangers. Hi, my name is Cade Nelson, and I'm with Student Residence Life. And our proposal is to rejuvenate the student union, to be that center for students to come together and make lifelong friends and connections. Now, during the pandemic, we saw a lot of students not coming out to events. Campus seemed empty. We were losing numbers. Now, after recent restrictions have loosened, we have noticed a spike in our event numbers. And because of this, we have decided to revitalize our student union. Now, if you'd follow me around, I'll show you current activities that we do and things that we would like to change. Starting with this corner right here, it's very common on Mondays to see us branching out to the community and having local businesses such as Energize Midland and Pizza Sam's giving out free food and drinks for students. Over here is our student life office. We would love to get new logos and words placed down here so they know where the student life office is and what we have to offer. On this wall, we would love to hang a plaque for Project 100 to show what it really means to be an alumni of this university. Now, if you follow me again, if you look out into the student union, you'll see how cluttered it is. There's tables, ping pong tables, couches, everything there. It's hard for students to really do the activities that they want to. And above this wall here, we would love to represent the best RSOs that have the most support of the campus for the semester. And the wall above the windows here, we would love to have pennant flags for the rest of our RSOs so they feel loved by Northwood University. There's a similar wall on the other side of the union where we'd love to have students submit artwork showing how much they love Midland and Northwood University to be displayed for all to see. Another change Northwood would like to make is getting new ping pong tables, foosball tables, and many other items because ours are not in a good state. Many pieces are falling and are broken, making them not very playable for students. And for students who would rather study than play those games or activities, we would love to revitalize this room, our Studio N, and move the current supplies that are in there to another location on campus and create a study room, such that you see on DeVos. Moving on to another piece that would be in our proposal is redoing the furniture. Couches like this one, they don't get used that often, and we'd love to relocate it on campus and get new booths for our union. And as for these high tops, we would love to relocate those as well so there's more space for students to do their activities. Last but not least, we want to redo our entertainment system. Have the latest and greatest consoles, a sound bar for students to listen on TV and connect their phones and play their music, as well as the snacks and drinks that we'll provide to many students. Now we can get into the financing.
We have allocated $2,500 for furniture and decor, $3,000 for the entertainment, $1,500 for the games, $2,000 for the study room, and that total adds up to be $9,000. The rest of the money would go towards any maintenance that we might need and extras for the students, such as the snacks and drinks that we provide. In conclusion, the Student Union will be a place for all students, those who live on campus and those who commute, to come together, make lifelong memories, friendships, and connections that not only will grow at their time at Northwood University, but when they graduate as well. The Student Union is the place for all students to come study and to come have a good time with their friends at all hours of the day and all hours of the night. We would like to ask that you please grant Student and Residence Life and their Student Union proposal with the Project 100 grant. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Student Life. That is definitely a worthwhile project at the heart of our campus, and we'll have a lot of students eager to fill that space. So with that, I would ask our representatives of each group to unmute their video. We've got some questions already in the Q&A tab ready to go. So we will address those as they come in. If you have questions, Project 100 members, please place them in the Q&A tab on the right-hand side. We will get to them as we can and send them forward to our prospective things. As a reminder, once the Q&A is done, we'll ask our students to leave, and then the polling will begin. So first question comes in from Gregory Rancilio. Podcast team, Northwood Idea Center. The $10,000 investment, assuming some startup expenses of the $5,000, how long will the remainder of your funds allow the program to sustain? Steven or Jackson, would you like to take that?
Yeah, our camera's hopefully going to switch here. We got a 360 camera, so hopefully it's going to switch. I think Jordan's going to answer that.
Yeah, I'll answer this question. That is a great question. The $5,000 that is set aside for the directly related travel expenses would be able to sustain us for 2 years. And then during those 2 years, we would be able to interview Northwood alumni, donors, and other business professionals who would in turn be able to fund the podcast traveling after that.
All right, thank you so much. Next question comes in from Dan, and this is directed at NU Auto. Would the chargers make money for Northwood or just break even on the electrical expense?
Yes, thank you for the question. The charging stations that we want to implement with the credit card readers will charge the going rate for a average charging station that's a fast charger. And that money will go directly to Northwood in order to break even on the electrical expense.
We have a follow-up question, so don't go too far away. Have you approached industry partnerships to seed this venture with a partnership approach, similar to our automotive technology lab partners?
I'll take that one. Yes, we have. We actually have an alumni that is willing to work with us. His name is Derek Ropper. He is the senior manager at ChargePoint, and he told us that we can use his expertise to help guide us through this project. We also are looking to partner with Consumer Energies as they're looking to be a part of our auto show in the upcoming year. They want to come to the auto show and display their presence in the EV market. So partnering with both of them would be crucial to our project.
All right, thank you so much. We have another question for the Northwood Idea Center. Is this sustainable over time? In other words, who will continue this project for the future?
Yes, absolutely. This project is very sustainable, and the Living the Idea program, the way that we're going to be able to continue this over the entirety of Northwood is we're going to turn this into the next big Northwood student-run organization. We envision this being the next big student-run organization here at Northwood. And through our time here, Jackson, Stephen, and I all have 4 years left here at Northwood. And by the time that we are done and leaving Northwood, there will be the podcast will have grown to such a big front that there will be interviews, there will be different applications, and this will be the next big thing in which people will not only want to apply for, but they'll want to be a part of as a group and as a team collective.
All right, we have another question for the Northwood Auto team coming from Nikki Pasco, one of our former general chairs and one of my auto show captains. Shout out, Nikki. Couldn't you make profit on the energy costs and pay for the project?
Yes, we could make profit on it. And so with the $10,000, by getting it from the Project 100, we want to take that money, get these installed on campus. And the money that we would take in order to break even, if we were to charge a little bit more in order to get more profit, what we would do with that is we would take the extra profit, add it up, and add more charging stations on campus. If these are a success, a very big thing that Tesla likes to do is if there's a non-Tesla charging station somewhere, their goal is to get one of their charging stations right next to it. And if that's the case, we would also try to partner with Tesla in order to get more charging stations throughout campus. So students aren't just restricted to one certain area on campus. We can put them throughout the campus in almost every single parking lot so they have the use to charge wherever they go, whether they go to class, whether they're in their dorm or apartment, and so on.
I'll just add my own color commentary there. I have to assume that it would be worthwhile in general if we're going to have electric vehicles for the auto show too at some point in the future. So that's notwithstanding. So we'll move on to the next question. Student Life Team. How many students use the union on a daily basis today? They say non-COVID time. I'll say in the before times.
Previously, before non-COVID, we'd see 10 to 20 kids throughout our hours of the day. The student union is open 24/7. But actually, we took a survey just as COVID was starting and saw students really wanted to see more things added to it. And since we recently purchased a Nintendo Switch video game console, we've already seen a spike in students using that, as well as our programming during COVID. Once the restrictions were loosened, we'll see 30 to 40 students in the union at a time, which is more than we've ever seen, and that was during COVID. So we really noticed a spike and wanted to move forward with our proposal.
Northwood Idea Team, we have a question. Is this also going to be used in recruiting? Was that part of? I think you mentioned it in your presentation, but if you could just clarify a little bit more how that might work.
Yes, we did. And the thing with the Living the Idea project is it's not only a podcast. It will be uploaded to podcast streaming sites, but it will also be live streamed and uploaded to YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram. So it's really more of a multimedia program. And the reason we're doing that is because of the ways that we can target high school students. And by our plan of being able to travel both regionally and nationally and interview notable Northwood alumni, business professionals, and Northwood donors, we'll be able to show all these prospective students that a private business school in Midland, Michigan has some of the most successful people, some of the most successful alumni in all of the country and all of the world. And we'll be able to push students to be able to further their education here at Northwood with such a storied history and such notable alumni.
And just to add on to that, so if we do have a podcast, we can upload the video to YouTube, and then those videos can be shown in high school classrooms to future business students, and hopefully they'll look at Northwood and be like, hey, I want to come to Northwood. They do cool stuff like that.
Our videos also have a cap limit of 15 minutes so that they're short and engaging. They also have lots of cool video shots and drone footage just to make sure that they're engaging for prospective students.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We have a question for Student Life. How long will this last, the project that you're hoping for? As far as like depreciation goes, what's the expected lifespan?
We can easily see the stuff that we purchase with the grant money lasting upwards of 5 to 6 years at least, that being the consoles, the ping pong tables, and things like that. Those all have a very long lifespan with Student Life taking care of those. The only thing that has kind of a variable cost will be those snacks and drinks that we provide, which we've allocated some of the Project 100 money to last for up to probably a year, maybe a couple semesters. And then over time, Student Life will be able to slowly absorb that and allocate costs to any more maintenance or updates in the future.
All right, thank you so much. We'll give it just another 30 seconds or a minute for other questions to come in. Again, I want to thank our Project 100 members for joining us this evening. We're so excited for all of these projects. They're all worthy, they're all worthwhile, and we're really, really hopeful to see what or very interested to see what the results are. So we'll just give it a few more seconds for any additional questions to come through. And if I could just take 1 minute, I can't really represent it for all the other members, but round of applause to all of our presenters today for all of the hard work that you guys did. and presenting those videos and getting them done and being put right now into the hot seat for all of the questions and answers. It looks like we have another question coming in. Would the podcast interact with any of the classes?
The cool thing about this program is that it will be able to interact with classes, but the main thing about it is we'll be able to take the elements from the classes that Northwood teaches and show prospective business students that just because you're coming to a business school, you don't have to study each different element of business, because each of those elements is intertwined in all of the classes you take. And simultaneously, we will also be able to show in classes and show notable alumni. Say a finance class, we show a finance major who has gone on to do absolutely incredible things, which there are a lot of. There are so many awesome alumni at Northwood we will be able to show in all kinds of classes.
Thank you so much for that answer. I have said for years, I wish I could feed in like the Jeopardy music right now for the last remaining questions that come in. And in many years of doing this, I have failed to do it every single time. I will spare you the horror of me humming it or singing it. So I will do going once, going twice. All right, I think that's the last of our questions for right now. So, presenters, again, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are going to move into the part of our program where we ask our members to vote on their projects. So if you would, please sequester yourself into that other Blue Jeans link that we sent you earlier. And Julia Damchek, who is waiting behind the scenes as well, and I will be with you shortly after the voting has finished, and we will announce our winners to you. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we do have just a couple remaining, and I think it's possible that maybe my thing is just not refreshing, so that's very fine. So, Dale, if you would, please bring up the poll. As a reminder of our house rules for Project 100, the winner for tonight's vote will be the majority winner, the most votes out of these three projects, and it's based on the number of votes of the attendees who are here this evening. So we know that some members are not able to join us on at every event, and so we thank them for supporting this. We're also able to answer any questions on the administrative side if our members have any questions for us. As a reminder, every one of these projects has been vetted by Northwood University leadership and has the support of leadership, and is also representative of the student body as well, based on these RSOs and organizations. So yes, Carrie, I agree. This is tough. These presentations are difficult. So Dale, Lisa, we are doing the polling based here in Blue Jeans events. I think we just need to start the poll. Thank you so much, Dale. Sorry, I probably wasn't clear. So ladies and gentlemen, if you would, feel free to place your vote in the poll. There's a button on the right-hand side of your screen. It should be obvious to you. And please choose the project that you support, whether it's the excellent podcast opportunities offered by the Northwood Idea Center based in downtown Midland, whether it's the electric chargers of the NU Auto Group, or whether it's the renovations for student life at the heart of our campus. We will leave voting open for a while. I know we have quite a few attendees tonight, so we'll wait for those votes to come in. I think we're getting closer. All right, make those tough choices. We'll give it to 6:30, which is less than 1 minute away. All right, Dale, I think we can end our voting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the spring 2021 winner of the Project 100 funds is the Northwood Idea Center and the Living the Idea podcast. Undoubtedly a very deserving project. We think there's a lot of opportunity there, especially to grow the multimedia presence of Northwood University, get our excellent students in front of a lot of people, get our excellent alumni in front of a lot of people, and we think that there's a lot of opportunity here. Needless to say, though, Northwood University Auto is an excellent project idea. Adding chargers to campus is definitely something we need to consider in the future, undoubtedly. And our student life renovation project is something that I think would benefit so many of the students. So as a reminder, I know I remind a lot, the projects that did not win tonight are eligible for the next Project 100 if they are chosen. And the Northwood Idea Center podcast project is not eligible for the next semester. So thank you so much again for joining us this evening. We know that there's a lot of opportunities here. I'm going to check the chat real quick because I know that there's questions. Yes, Kent, I think everyone did very well, students and staff and employees and RSOs included. Jesus says, please sure to thank the teams for their hard work. Yes, for sure. They do so much for the university, and we're so excited that they were here with us. And Justin, thank you. Yes, I should do a brief shout out since we have a little bit of time to Julia Damchek, who is in the background here, always waiting in the wings, waiting to help us. Dale Robbins, who is our master of technology and helped us with getting those videos to play correctly and make sure everyone was doing exactly what they needed. And yes, thank you, Nikki. Yes, congratulations to all of the people who won. So ladies and gentlemen, that calls it tonight for our spring 2021 Project 100 event. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at the next one.